All right, people, today we're going to look at three different versions of a pull-up done by me. One is a full range of motion lockout pull-up where I pull all the way up to the top with my head flat, chin flat, looking straight forward. The second one is where I still am locking out at the bottom, except I tilt my chin up to stretch my chin to reach for the bar. And in the last one, I'm not locking out, and I look up to stretch to reach to the bar to get my chin just barely over the bar at the top. We're going to compare these three pull-ups and see which Omari, which version is actually the strongest version, exactly by how much one is stronger than the other. How much more strength do you gain from having full range of motion versus having a short range of motion? Find out today, right now. Here you go, first pull-up here, I got check. Full range of motion, that's the green line. There it shows I'm fully locked out at the bottom, check. I'm looking forward when I pull up to the top. That's the red line right there that shows the highest part of the pull-up where I am. And the blue line right there is how far I move. So that's my range of motion from the bottommost position to the topmost position. Right here you see I got that green line, put it right in the middle of my ear at the bottom position. Move up to the red line, also at the middle of my ear. So it's measuring the same position on my body, on my head as I move up. And that blue line right there is how far I moved up in the pull-up. That's 22.8 inches. That's my range of motion. You can see here I'm looking straight forward with my eyes as I pull my chin over the bar. So I kind of like to say, if you're competing, look straight forward, look your competitor in the eye. Okay, don't look at the sky. Look them in the eyes. All right? To help you remember how to train is that if you're repping and you're doing pull-ups and you're proud of your pull-ups and you think you got BC reps and you can take on those competitors, look straight forward. Look them in the eye when you rep. Here you can see the actual total distance is 45.6 inches because I'm moving 22.8 inches up, and I got to come back down and control my weight down to complete one full pull-up rep before I go back up. So that's twice. That's double 22.8, which is 45.6 total inches. Now, if we go to the next one, you can see I'm looking at the sky, daydreaming about how wonderful it would be to be better at pull-ups. I just look up at the sky and wondering what it would be like. Well, keep wondering, because if you keep looking up at the sky, it's going to be a long while before you have those dream reps. Here we have a shorter range of motion, as you can see indicated by the yellow circle. You see that green line at the bottom there is at my ear again. I'm locked out at the bottom, but when I pull up, my chin is over the bar. But keep your eye on my ears. The big difference here is where your ears go. So I actually think this would be a nice, really objective standard for people to input into calisthenics. For the competitions that they say they want you looking straight forward when you do your pull-up, and they want you to pull over with a flat jaw line over the pull-up bar. One really objective measure is, are your ears below the bar or are your ears above the bar? If your ears are below the bar like this guy, who happens to be named Omari, but he's not this one. He's just an actor playing me. But if he happens to look like this other Omari, he would be pulling up his chin above the bar, but his ears are below the bar, so that's a no rep. If you would tilt his head forward and then pull up and get his ears over the bar, that's a rep. That's the real Omari. Yeah, that's the Omari that was at the Calisthenics Cup last year and did those 35 pull-ups. There he is. So anyway, you can see the huge difference here. I measure the same position on my body, the middle of my ear. Middle of my ear at the bottommost position is the green line. Middle of my ear at the topmost position is the red line. And that blue line there is how far my ear actually traveled up. So that's how far I actually pulled my body up, which is 18.4 inches. Okay, shocker, 18.4 inches is less than 22.8 inches. All right, so you're pulling less distance if you're looking up at the sky. Multiply that times 2, you get 36.8 inches that my body moved for one complete rep. If you remember on the prior pull-up, the real Omari moved 45.6 inches. So that's about 46 inches versus about 37 inches in one rep. The real Omari pulls 9 inches more in one rep than the fake Omari. So strongest Omari is pulling himself a yard plus 10 inches. Weaker Omari is just pulling himself a yard, one rep. Now, again, that's 170 pounds of my body weight. So 170 pounds of weight that I'm pulling 9 inches more every single rep. You think that's going to make me stronger by pulling that body more? Yeah, that's why that guy's stronger. You think that by tilting your head up and pulling less, you're going to get as strong as if you actually pulled higher? Maybe you never thought about it, but I'm telling you, you're not going to get stronger. Right? If we multiply that 46 inches that strongest Omari is pulling times 30 reps, so 30 pull-ups, that's 114 feet that the boy is pulling. Now, if you take weaker Omari, is actually pulling 92 feet over the course of 30 reps. The strongest Omari is pulling 22 feet more in just 30 reps. In just one, what I'll say is one set. And I know some people out there going for the 40 set of 40. I'm getting there. But just in 30 reps. And I think the important part is here. It's not only that he's pulling further. If you do more work, you get stronger. If you jump higher, if your vert is higher, if you move the 3-point line back 11 feet, if you got to throw a football 10 yards versus 30 yards. Distance takes power and strength. It's hard. If you're going to do the shot put, okay, 11 feet more is a lot more, right? If you're doing the long jump, like further is stronger. That's the better athlete. There's the numbers. So not only is this person, strong Omari, pulling further, hence the stronger, better athlete in the same amount of reps, he's also using more muscles.
And you can actually see it pretty clearly here when I pull up to my highest pull-up position with my flat chin, looking reality in the eye, looking life in the eye. You can see how much closer together my elbows are at the top of that pull-up. I have to pull them really close together, almost to get them touching my body, to be able to leverage my bones as like a lever, hinges and levers to crank my body up over the bar. Like I literally have to pull my elbows much closer together, several inches closer together, versus you compare it right over the other one where my chin is pointing up. My elbows are pointed way out. I don't even have to use those muscles to bring my elbows in at all. Imagine all that tension that I have to generate to continue to turn my the muscles on my back and my shoulders, to turn them down and point my elbows down. Imagine, and I weigh 170 pounds. Like, it's not like, no weight, it's my whole body. And those are small muscles too. I'm not using my calf muscles, not using my glutes, not using my quads, not using my hamstrings. So you can see in one, my elbows are almost pointed straight down, and another, they're out like wings, right? Like wings on a bird. So it's like, I think it's pretty clear to see how much further the muscles have to tense up just to pull yourself that much higher, which means you're getting stronger. So I think if that visual doesn't seal it for you, that you should not point your chin up, or if you do point your chin up, accept the fact that you're not going to get as strong. You're going to be weaker than if you pull your chin all the way over the bar with a flat head. So just accept your results. You work for the results that you want. You don't want to be stronger. Keep training the way that you are with the short range of motion. You want to get stronger, you have to train with the fuller range of motion. I hope that seals it for you.
So not only are you strengthening muscles that you probably haven't used that much before, which is great, because now those muscles will grow if they get used. That's what happens to them. It's like you put water on a plant and it grows. You use a muscle and it grows. It doesn't have to get bigger, but its capacity for strength will increase, even if it doesn't get that much visibly bigger. Is what happens. You don't water a plant, you think it's gonna grow? No. You don't do your pull-ups and use those muscles, you think that muscle is ever gonna get stronger? Don't think that, because it won't happen. It adds up to 22 feet more in just 30 reps. What does that add up to in a year?
Nah, you don't know me. Lightning above and a fire below me. You cannot catch me, cannot hold me. You cannot stop, much less control me. When it rains it pours, when the floodgates open, brace your shores. That pressure don't care when it breaks your doors. Say it's all you can take, better take some more.